Off-task behavior includes student actions that are not focused on the task at hand, but generally don't disturb their classmates. Examples include daydreaming and doodling. Misbehavior is a student behavior that interferes with your teaching, other students' learnings, and/or is psychologically or physically unsafe. Off-task behavior requires simple redirection, while misbehavior could require some punishment. Low teacher control does not mean your classroom will have you looking like this. I encourage you to think of a college professor. The professor is responsible for structuring the class, but the students have primary responsibility. This level is considered the guiding model of discipline. Medium teacher control involves shared responsibility between the teacher and their students. It is similar to that of an upper elementary teacher. The students' thoughts, feelings, ideas, and preferences are taken into account, but ultimately the teacher is responsible for enforcing the rules and helping students realize the consequences of their decisions. This level is considered the interacting model of discipline. Finally, high teacher control does not mean you have to be a strict teacher who sucks the fun out of everything. Instead, think of a kindergarten teacher. Young students are not developmentally able to effectively regulate and control their behavior, so the teacher is responsible for setting rules and procedures to manage student behavior. This level is considered the intervening model of discipline. Prior to the first day of school, it is important to prepare your classroom, thinking about how you want your room to be designed and how your students will be arranged. The class design and student arrangement should be consistent with your student goals and activities. It is important to keep frequently used materials readily accessible and keep high traffic areas free of congestion. In addition, you will need to create long and short-term plans for your lessons and decide how you will assess students, keep records, and communicate with parents and administrators. On the first day, it is important not to show fear because kids can smell fear. I'm just kidding. The most important thing on the first day is to be available, visible, and in charge. Keep the whole class focused and have available strategies to deal with potential problems. Introduce yourself, course requirements, administrative tasks, and discuss the class rules and procedures. When dealing with misbehavior, consistency is key. Not fair and not equal. Every misbehavior situation is different and deserves its own unique response and consequence. It is important to remember the principle of least intervention, which means correcting the misbehavior in the least intrusive way. It is also important to talk to the student and try to figure out what is causing the misbehavior so it can be avoided in the future. Some additional tips in managing an effective classroom include revisiting and reviewing the class rules and procedures throughout the year. Keep your lessons and transitions flowing smoothly and with momentum. Keep students engaged and motivated, and build meaningful relationships with each of your students. There's certainly much more to classroom management, and not everything can be covered in one semester. Just remember, there's a difference between controlling your students and establishing control of your classroom.